Well, welcome back to my channel, Watch with Wombat. I forgot to turn my mic on. I already just finished watching this episode and I just realized I'd forgot to turn my mic on. So, oh man, okay, let's see if I can muster up the same energy. Let's try this again. Right now, we're going to be watching Batman the Animated Series, Season 1, Episode 3. Looks like it's a standalone episode, not a two-parter, which is great because, like I was saying before, I don't like two-parters. I'm not a fan of cliffhangers. Because I just finished watching this, I can already say that I enjoyed the episode. So in this intro, like when Batman punches the guy, I always thought like he was knocking him off the roof, which was like, oh, that's crazy. But he didn't really knock him off the roof. He just kind of knocked him to the other side of the room. And the title cards are crazy. They're just like so old school. Like I'm watching an old black and white movie and the music with it too. And I just love it. I just love the whole feel of things here. And yeah, Gotham City has a Zeppelin. And I was wondering before, like if the radar would actually detect something small that wasn't even metallic. I don't know anything about radar. So I know that there really isn't camera work in a cartoon the way there is camera work, in a live action show, but I feel like sometimes the camera work for this show is so interesting. Like what we just saw, like it was just like a pan, but then like a pan down, and it wasn't even like a smooth camera movement. And of course I think that has to be intentional, right? Because in animation you have full control over how something's gonna look. So if you're making like the camera work look jarring, and uneven, that's an intentional choice. And I'm wondering if that's like an intentional choice to make it look like, realistic camera work. So I was just thinking about like that guy's voice as he was talking into his recorder. I was just thinking like I really wish I had a voice like him, what they call like a voice for radio. And I don't know, I don't feel like I have a voice for radio. I don't like how I sound when I'm recorded, but I guess most people don't like how they sound when they're recorded, or they have like a perception of what they think they sound like when they hear themselves. So either Commissioner Gordon is like a really, really great actor pretending that he is not Batman's ally, or he really isn't Batman's ally, and he's just trying to be neutral. And I'd never heard of Detective Bullock until I started watching Gotham, the live-action show that was on Fox a few years ago. And Detective Bullock was a main character for at least a few years. But yeah, it's so interesting then to see him pop up here in this. Man, Alfred and Batman should take their act on the road. The sass, man, the sass. Batman puts his utility belt on the way I put my keys in my pocket. Like I'm saddling up to go out. And this is such a cool action shot of the Batmobile. And I was just thinking like the rocket on the back of the Batmobile has to use so much fuel. So cost prohibitive. And that's sweet music. I really hope I don't get flagged again for the music playing here. Because oh man, it's just too cool to have to cut out. And that was like a really, really great, long, leisurely action shot of the Batmobile, which we were missing in the first. And in hindsight, I'm shocked that that was the case, but like I'm really pleased that they're finally showing us here early on in the show. That's our first good view of Batman's grappling hook, which he seems to love using. We only caught a quick glimpse of it in the first two episodes, but we got a good hero shot of him using it here. And whatever vehicle the SWAT team was riding around in just looks so bizarre. Like it was some weird kind of like train car. I don't know that, or like those double-decker buses that are very popular in the UK. Okay, see, you can hear the sirens approaching, and like Batman doesn't notice anything until the helicopter is literally shining a light in his face. Like that's just really, really, really bad situational awareness, Batman. It is absolutely hilarious. Like that was just a ridiculous. Them shouting "hup hup 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 hup." You're just in time to see us hang this bat upside down.
You sure he's in there? No, you've got the wrong suspect.
What?
Call him off, Bullet, or I will.
So the machine guns that the SWAT uses, they look sort of, you know, those caulk guns, CAULK, caulk, you know, that you use in your house, like you would put in your bathtub to like seal it against water. Looks kind of like that. I don't know. That's partly to make it look less aggressive, or if it's just a part of the whole overall aesthetic that you're just not sure what the time period is in this show because of like the style of everything, the cars, the buildings, and all that. And yeah, I was just wondering, like, would tear gas really have that sort of chemical reaction, causing an explosion like that? And that SWAT guy, SWAT's supposed to be like, you know, hardened, you know, tough guys, but he passes out because Batman saved him. Like, what is he gonna do when the Joker shows up, or like Bane, or bad, like legitimate, like supervillains? He's just gonna like pee his pants or something.
Bruce Wayne, I have an appointment. I called about a bat problem.
So I didn't really notice this the first time around, but why is there like a cave that he's walking through to get to a laboratory? Like, okay, I can kind of believe that maybe the cave is part of like a habitat that this laboratory built, since they seem to specialize in bats or whatever. But if that's the case, then would it be accessible to any civilian just wandering into the building, that they would walk through the cave area first? I don't really believe that.
Of course not. Miss.
Oh, Mrs. Well, actually, Doctor. I'm Francine.
There's Bruce thinking with his other brain.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Ms.
Chiroptera.
Chiroptera.
And
I'm really glad they pronounced that before I tried to pronounce it, because I would have absolutely mangled it. Yeah, like if I had that noise in my chimney, I'd
Sound like any bat I've ever heard
be
this
very
morning.
concerned. I don't think I've ever lived in a house that had a chimney.
I didn't realize you'd taken up listening to rock and roll, sir.
Oh, Alfred, such a kidder.
All for Master Bruce from a Dr. March.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
The voice change between Batman and Bruce Wayne is so cool. Like it's just a change in his pitch. You know, he puts more swing and he speaks with a higher timbre. Is that the right word? As Bruce Wayne, and then as Batman. Even in front of Alfred, he talks like Batman with a deeper voice. I guess it lends credibility to the theory that Batman is who he really is, and Bruce Wayne is like the mask that he wears. This is how he talks when it's just him and Alfred. That Bat computer is wildly sophisticated.
He's lying.
No shades of gray. There's no such thing as incongruity, Alfred. It's just a lie. The amount of smoke that just created is hilarious. And I can't tell if then that the bat's reaction to this is because it doesn't like smoke, because who likes smoke? Or if it's because of the scent of the smoke that alarms it.
it's got me.
There's a lot of swallowing for such a teeny tiny little container. Very dramatic swallower. Wow, that window pane just opens like that, huh? It's a little unsafe, isn't it? I mean, like, there has to be some really, really strong glass. Otherwise, you know, you swinging it back and forth like that, it could break, right? All of a sudden, I'm getting some vibes from this guy.
Create a totally new species.
Now, how did he know that? Until he actually tried it.
The beast knew what chemicals were needed to bring itself
The Beast knew what chemicals, or just like Spider-Man in some of the comics, just kind of instinctively knows how to create his own webbing.
It's in me, Batman.
Oh boy, when you're speaking with two voices like that, I'd be really concerned. And then all of a sudden it's taking an anime turn. Yeah, everyone's like, oh damn, I'm in an anime show. Oh no, I'm in a horror movie. That is cause for concern. That's probably a cracked rib. It's definitely cracked or broken something, right? Ooh. Oh, he did not want her to see him, but she just knew it was him, which to me says that she thinks that the bat looks like her husband, or she's seen her husband turn into this. I don't know. That means that she's complicit in some way, right? Needs to be dealt with. Back to the Zeppelin. Does any city in America actually have a police force with a Zeppelin? I mean, that would be so expensive, right? And for what purpose, even, you know? Like, right? Why would, I don't know. Somehow, Batman has avoided colliding with, oh, never mind. I was going to say he's avoided colliding with anything since cracking the window of the Zeppelin. Just seems so unlikely. That also seems unlikely that Batman would have the strength to yank him back like that. Let me just say, if that was me, my back being the way it is, that would either break my back the rest of the way, or that would fix my back.
There he is.
I have to give that some
There they
thought.
What is that thing? That thing is what we're after.
Considering the pounding that Batman's taken from this, I'm amazed that he could pick that huge thing up and then run off with it.
For dinner, sir? I got Olivia.
I just had no idea that Alfred was
Has brought upon himself.
so sarcastic, like such a dry wit. The only times I've seen Alfred was I barely remember him in the show from Gotham, but then also from the Batman movies. You know, Batman, the 1989 movie, Batman Returns, which I saw, but I don't remember much about it, and Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, where he seemed to be
The formula's out of his system.
somewhat sarcastic. I guess Michael Caine played a somewhat sarcastic in the Dark Knight trilogy, and Jeremy Irons also. Okay, well, that is On Leather Wings, Season 1, Episode 3 of Batman the Animated Series. And woohoo, I remembered to turn my microphone on, so I don't have to do this a third time. I don't know, I feel like in some ways this was a stronger introduction to the show, to Batman, to this iteration of Batman anyway. You know, better look at the Batmobile. It's a slightly different portrayal of Bruce Wayne than Bruce Wayne and women. And the slight differences between Bruce Wayne and Batman, like I was saying earlier, the sound of the voices, the grappling hook, the ambiguity of Batman's relationship with the police department even, because in the two-part episodes that I saw before, Batman is clearly allied with Commissioner Gordon, if not the police in general. But here, it seems a lot less certain. Yeah, I really liked it. I really, really liked this episode. I must have been in a weird headspace when I didn't enjoy it the last time I tried. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this show still. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of the show. And I hope that you enjoyed my reaction to this. So I hope that you will hit like and subscribe so you can watch some more stuff with Wombat. So yeah, thanks again for checking out my channel, and I will catch you all later.